And the Disney dumpster fire rages on.
That's right.
This is Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
This is Clownfish TV and is another daily dose of Dismal Disney.
We're going to have 2 of those today.
Yeah, we're going to have a double dose of Dismal Disney. Disney right now is nothing but dismal news.
It's bad.
It's
controversy after controversy.
And it's all about politics. And we're going to talk about some other Disney employees speaking out against the bill. We're going to call it the bill in Florida, which has become ridiculously divisive. I mean, we're at the point now where the governor, and we did a video on this, is threatening to take away Disney's special status,
right,
the Reedy Creek Act, and that would be catastrophic for a number of reasons. This thing is getting very, very ugly. I think Disney is going to get dragged by both sides.
This is why Disney should have stayed apolitical.
Yeah, and didn't you say that there was going to be a protest from employees that wanted to?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about here. This comes from Mr. Milo.
Mr. Milo, give him a heads up.
Yes, at piratesandprincesses.net, which is, my Disney blog.
And before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 262,000 subs.
Woo!
Thank you so much for the support. We do talk a lot about Disney, having worked in and around the company over the past several years, different capacities. No, I did not get fired from Disney. I don't know where people...
We knew we'd lose media access if we were honest.
I don't know where people got this shit from, but...
it's Twitter.
It's Twitter. We had media access. We've optioned shows. We've done a lot of things. But yes, never actually on payroll full-time. Did not get terminated from Disney. I don't know where these people get this shit from. But let's talk about an actual Disney employee speaking out.
Yes.
Against the company's recent actions.
Okay, so if by some miracle you don't understand or know about this Florida bill issue, they are protesting. There's a big protest. Well, big in California, and that's still using, and I'm using air quotes here. One person did the walkout in Florida. Several people did it in California. California people don't want to be moved to Florida. They were already pissed about that before the bill, and now they're just kind of seeming like they're using it to not have to move. Now the other side is coming out and saying, hey, we just think Disney should stay out of politics.
Yeah, I think, I'd like to say that everybody could agree on that, but no, there are people that want to use Disney as a blunt instrument.
Including Bob Iger.
He's
the one who set the precedent.
Yeah, we've talked about this at length. I personally believe Bob Iger set the company on a very political path because he wanted to use Walt Disney Company for his own pulpit to get himself elected president someday. So he's trying to curry favor with the Democrats, and that's an opinion, but it does seem like a lot of Disney employees, which especially in Florida are conservative, a lot of employees are like, could we just leave the politics out of our business? People can have their opinions on their own free time, but having the company take a political stance, just ruins it for everybody.
Right. So now we have people that are on the other side coming out and talking about it. We mentioned before that there was an open letter.
Yep.
You have that here from the people who did not want to see the company get into politics.
Yep.
They're talking about, how they don't think it's good for the company, how it's very divisive among the people that work there, because certain people, moderate conservative voices, are afraid to say anything, because if you don't agree, you're like kind of like told to shut up, or you might risk your job, that kind of stuff. We talked about that in another video. So now I guess is it Jose Castillo is an employee for Disney in Florida, and he told Fox News, so it's Fox News, so there's that the company's only listening to one side of the workforce while the rest are being ignored. And they're talking about doing a counter protest to steer the company away from politics.
So I have to wonder, is he the one that wrote the
Probably,
letter?
or a good part of it. And here's the thing I'm wondering is, because now that it's been put out there that they're going to do a protest on the opposite end.
Yeah.
Are we suddenly going to see more rules come into play that you can't do walkouts and stuff? Like, they're against company policy last time, and nothing happened to those people, that, to my knowledge, for doing the walkouts. Like, that was okay, fine, even though it's against policy. Are we suddenly going to see Disney remind the employees that you're not allowed to walk out, or you'll be penalized?
Probably.
Will the rules change because it's a different group of people this time? Will they be allowed to say anything or do anything?
It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. So this is what he said on the news, I believe.
Yeah, on Fox News, apparently.
Yeah, I've been saying this. Well, okay. So before we get into this about Fox News, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. I do believe there are a lot of disgruntled Disney employees in Florida. Again, having done the media circuit with Disney parks people, I can tell you that most of the higher ups in the Disney parks,
at least the ones you interacted with,
the ones I interacted with in Florida, I can tell you most of them are conservative. In fact, I've talked about the one instance, and this was only like 5 years ago, where we were all going out for pizza. Everybody around the table was talking about Tucker Carlson. Now,
except for you.
Except for me, because I don't watch Fox News.
Right.
Believe it or not, I don't watch Fox News.
Well, you didn't even lean conservative.
No. I don't watch talking heads. I think they're boring. But everybody at the table, all these Disney people, are all sitting there talking about Tucker Carlson. And I'm like, wow, this is really interesting to see the company take the positions they're taking. Again, this is coming from California, not Florida, because I know for a fact in Florida there are a lot of conservatives working at Disney.
And most of the complaints have been coming out of California over a Florida bill. So anyway, here's what he said.
I've been saying this all week long. It's basically a fact of a squeaky wheel gets the grease. There's a vocal group, which is the LGBT community, who wanted to make their voices heard. Conservatives, for the most part, and even people who are moderate, who are in favor of this bill, that thank Governor DeSantis signed into law. We've just been silent. We need to raise our voice. As a matter of fact, I can tell you that we're in talks of planning a rally. A rally. I know where this is going to go. There's a lot of people who are in denial, but we are the silent majority. So we're going to show them. We're in the early stages of planning a rally so people know. The left-wing media and Disney, they're going to hear our voices. They're going to know that we are the majority.
Do I believe, I'm going to tell you, I think the majority of people are, are just like, we just want the company to stay political. I really do. I'm not trying to say, because only conservatives are moderates. I just think people in general think that Disney should stay out of politics, and it's not their position to make demands.
I think that's Bob Chapek's personal preference.
He tried to do it that way.
He tried to, and that's what got him in trouble was, because they're like, wait a second, Mr. Chapek, you can't say that when Disney's given money to politicians. Okay, we're going to stop that. Well, the damage is already done, Mr. Chapek. What are you going to do?
Oh, you can give it to politicians, just the ones they like.
So this reminds me, we recorded a video on Will Smith, which I think is actually going to come after this one. But it reminds me of that situation where, Chapek was like, oh, yeah, we're not going to get involved in politics. And then you got the stink eye from a couple of people at Disney and the media. Oh, okay, yeah, we're totally against this bill. We're going to do everything we can do to repeal it, even though Disney.
So he's going to go up and slap DeSantis.
Yeah, he's going to go slap DeSantis, and DeSantis is slapping back really damn hard. And look, I don't care where you're at with the bill. And we're going to have a lot of people give in the comments.
Always do.
That's not the issue.
That's not what we're talking about here.
The issue here is talking about the Walt Disney Company getting involved in political pissing matches.
And now their employees are
paying for it.
Well, not just that. They're the ones, they're talking about another, this time a rally. And it's causing a bunch of division within the company as well.
Calling it a rally, being a conservative and calling it a rally. You know where the media is going to go with this, right?
Oh, with Trump thing?
They're going to be, oh my God, they're going to have hoods with mouse ears on them or some shit like that. You know they will.
Probably, because now they tip their hand. I mean, and now the media is going to do everything they can. And I guarantee you, I want to take bets that suddenly rules will change and they won't be allowed to.
Yeah, we don't think there should be any more division at the Walt Disney Company. So if you're planning a rally, please don't do it.
Or there'll be repercussions that we didn't actually follow through for with other people.
The walkout's totally fine because only a handful of people did it. But if you're planning a rally, it's going to be a bad look for us.
It's going to be like the months of peaceful protesting quotes and January 6th.
Yes.
Was it 8th? Whatever day that was. The 6th. I don't even know.
You don't even know. No. It was the most important day in American history.
I'm like, I don't even know because I was like, whatever. I just think that both were foolish. Both were wrong and shouldn't have happened, in my opinion. Anytime anybody behaves badly, I mean, not the people that were just there actually being peacefully protesting. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the ones that took it too far. And one was several months and one happened on one day. But they were both shit, and there's a definite difference in how things are treated, and I don't agree with that. That's not right. You know,
This will be, I guarantee you, if this happens, I think you're right. I think Disney's going to put the kibosh on it.
they're going to find out and stop it. Yeah.
They're going to spin it like, oh my God, all those right wingers at Disney are planning a rally.
Right.
The Mick mouse.
Mick KK.
Mick
The Mick
KK mouse. Oh my God, guys.
But I will say this though. So I guess this person said that my phone's been off the hook. I can't answer enough messages from cast members all over, even all the way from California. People I don't know reaching out to me saying thank you for taking a stance. Now I will mention that disclaimer that this person is running for Florida Congress this year, and I'm gonna say, I don't see how that's any different than us pointing out that a lot of people that were against the bill are in California because they don't want to move. Yeah. So this person, it behooves them to do well because they're running for Florida Congress. So I'm going to take that into consideration because fair is fair. And I'm going to mention that, this person's running for Congress. And I have to feel like I have to mention that, just like I had to mention that the California thing, to be fair, a lot of them don't want to move to Florida, so they're really protesting it. I just want to make sure I'm being fair across the board here.
Now I do know on Twitter, there have been screenshots, and I'm not gonna, because I don't want to get anybody in trouble here, but there's been a lot of talk of conservatives at Disney in Florida on their message boards being like, hey, this is bullshit.
I don't even think it's all conservatives. I just think it's people in general that work there like, why are we doing this? Why, we're already internally Disney's already doing all kinds of stuff to try to push diversity and inclusion. They have their own website now. They're doing all kinds of different things, and they're trying very hard within the company to try to be more inclusive, which usually ends up being exclusive in other ways. But they're trying very hard to do that. And they're basically like, we're already doing all this stuff internally. Why do we have to, impact politics as well? Especially when most people that are pissed about it aren't even in the state of Florida.
Yeah, it's not Disney's place. I mean, this is like, look, individual employees can support whatever they want to support.
And vote how they want to.
And how they want to. But it's Disney's job, like I said before, make princess movies, make roller coasters.
Make money for investors. Entertain everybody. And yes, some entertainment is going to have a political bent to it because it always has. People are like, oh, comics and cartoons have always been political. Yes, they have, but they haven't been... They hid the pill in the ice cream.
Yeah, it hasn't been as ham-fisted as it has been in recent years because this is all about sending a signal that we're the good guys. We're producing the good entertainment.
Now the pill is 2 stories high, and they tell you to open your mouth and get ready. There's no ice cream. We're just going to shove it in. And
Mickey's
that's the problem.
Shove it in.
That's the issue. But I am going to point that out, though, that, to be fair about the California thing, they don't want to move. And to be fair, this person, it's in their best interest because they want to run for a government position. I also want to mention, too, that, like I said with the other people, that, if you really feel strongly and you don't feel like it's a good place for you to be, then you might want to find a job someplace else.
Yeah, I would say that for anybody. I know, I think I mentioned it before. When I was a teenager, I was like hyper Christian. And I know there were a lot of my peers that had problems working for certain companies because they're like, well, they're doing things that we don't think is, very biblical or whatever. If you don't have a clear conscience working for a particular company or supporting a particular company on an individual basis, you're well within your rights to not support that company or not work for that company. And that's across the board. That, if your religion forbids pork, I don't think you're going to work in a slaughterhouse, making bacon. That's because your religious beliefs.
I'm just saying, if you feel uncomfortable or you feel that it's getting to a place where you feel like that people are antagonistic towards you, you're probably better just to go someplace else. And I'd say that I said that before for the people that were arguing against the bill. I'm going to say it for the people that are feeling that Disney needs to stop being political because it's causing division, and there's a lot of people who are in support of the bill. So I'm just going to say it across the board. If you really feel like you're threatened or you feel like you can't have a choice, it's really affecting you personally, and I would go someplace else.
Yeah, because it's going to mess with your mental health. You're going to be bitter every day you go. It's going to be in your face constantly that the company is doing stuff you don't agree with. Just leave.
Right.
And that's on both sides of it.
That's what I said. I'm going to say again, I'm going to be interested to see if suddenly when there's another walkouts, you know, in the website and all this other stuff comes up about their other side, if suddenly the rules change.
Oh, I can almost guarantee, especially, and again, that's dodgy language to be using rally because it's
like they should have said walkout or something like else like everybody else
protest. We're gonna just voice our concerns, but anytime you've got a right wing organization or group of people using the term rally current year, the media is going to run with it.
Well, the reason I'm saying that they're going to probably change the rules is because I truly, honestly believe that there's far more people who believe the company should stay out of this shit than there are that are pushing the company gets in it. And I think they would have a much larger turnout. Not necessarily because they're Republican and all that. No, because I think most people are like, they're going too far as a company, and we need to just do what we do and stop, policing everybody else. And I think you are probably just by, the amount of people that are so sick to death of this shit would be showing up for this. And they can't have that because they look really bad for the people that protested before, And you can't call all the people bigots.
Right. I mean, if it turns out that down in Florida they have 2,000 people show up versus the handful or one or whatever the hell happened with
one in Florida, like 100 or a couple hundred in California.
It's going to look, and then it's going to be like, oh my God,
so
the Nazis are taking over Disney.
The people that were, doing the walkout before are going to do everything in their power to make sure that the other side doesn't get a chance to speak. And that's what I'm against. I think if you let one side speak, you have to let the other side speak.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're wrapping this up.
Well, we were going to talk about...
Yes. Oh, I forgot. Yes. Okay. And when we were talking before, this is related but not. When we were talking before about Iger and we did the video where now Iger's coming out and calling out the company and we have to do what's right and wrong as corporate leaders. We have to know what's right and wrong. And sometimes you have to step into it because of that. Disney, we've already mentioned before about how they've been called out about the way they, handle with things with China, the way that they've taken, Black actors and covered their faces or shrunk them on posters, all that. Well, here is a new one for you. So Super Dry is a store that's in Disney Springs. Apparently, they had a contract with Disney that was supposed to last for 10 years, starting in 2016, and it was supposed to be at least until 2026. Well, now they're suing Disney because Disney terminated their lease because they wanted to get rid of them because I guess the clause had said they had to make within a certain amount of money, and after 5 years they weren't, they could be evicted or whatever. But the problem with Superdry is Disney was shut down. They did really well. We're getting better and better until it was shut down for the pandemic. Then they cater to the international crowd, which normally is a huge amount of the guests at Disney, and it hasn't come back, to where it should have been by yet because they're just now starting international travel again. So of course they couldn't hit the amounts of money. Well, now Disney's trying to use this clause to get them removed from Disney Springs, even though it's kind of a shitty thing to do. And Disney themselves has used these unprecedented times as an excuse for why their theme parks or their movies did shit.
Yeah.
Now they're refusing to accept that as a reason from somebody else that's at a store in Disney Springs. So now they're suing Disney because I guess they had a force majeure clause in their contract that should have protected them against this. We saw it before with a company that tried to cancel a convention. They didn't want to pay the $1 million cancellation fee to Disney. They had a force majeure clause in their contract as well because of the pandemic, and it ended up being thrown out in the courts.
Yeah.
But so what's the point of having the clause if they're just going to throw it out anyway? But now this place is for some people that are so worried about Disney doing what's right and wrong, and that's what we should focus on. They're going to terminate a lease on somebody because they didn't do well for a year or two because of the pandemic.
Yeah, I think at that point you just kind of just throw it out and just be like, yeah, that whole year we can't count that because it was.
Right. Well, that's what Disney tried to do.
Yeah.
Oh, our numbers are down, but it's unprecedented times. How many times did Disney say that?
Oh, yeah. They're like, unprecedented times during these unprecedented times.
Here's our excuse for why we're missing expectations and why we're doing jack shit and our money's way down. Unprecedented times. Superdry says unprecedented times, and Disney's like, I don't care. You're out. So much for doing what's right and wrong. And that's the only reason I'm mentioning this. Bob Iger's out there making a big deal about how, sometimes you have to stand up for what's right and wrong as a company leader. And then they pull shit like this. They do an awful lot of wrong things, but then try to use fighting this bill is the right thing.
Yeah. So it's very selective. I mean, we've been telling you guys for years this is how Disney is, and despite that, we actually, did enjoy Disney for a number of years, and we do have, friends that work at Disney still, and I think there's still some good people that work there, but they're getting too political.
Yeah, I think Disney needs to pull back on that. They need to stop with the price hikes all the time.
Oh yeah, too greedy, too political.
Yeah, stop that, and we'll talk.
And I think they're going to face a massive comeuppance at some point because all this stuff is going to converge. All these mistakes they've been making. For the last
that's what's happening now.
Yeah, it's all going to catch up to them eventually.
And it's all coming on Chapek, even though I do not believe it's all Chapek's fault.
No, I don't think it is. I mean, I think the guy is cheap.
Oh, I think there's a reason why they call him Chapek and everything else. And I agree that he needs to be gone. Yeah. But I don't think it's all his fault. And I really worry about what we'll get instead of him.
Yeah, it could be worse. So we're going to wrap it up now. Yep. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Now he's just tasty, delicious, rotten flesh meat, which I can consume. Don't read into it too much.
Just like our museum, the cafe's open and Brewster is eager to serve. I don't think this was in the show. Run. Oh, you got splatted. Oh, she was begging and you kicked her in the face.
I don't care.
Hey guys, Squid King here, and today we're in a...
Not girl boss at all. She is not a material girl.
She is not. Oh, it's Christmas time here in your mom. Nobody wants to join your mom.
What?
Like I can't even cook kid cuisine right. I would last about 2 minutes with Gordon Ramsay.
What? Where is he?
He's hiding. He's hiding from you.
He better.
Oh my God, you got the axe.
Walker, does this look like Steven Universe? Let me punch him. Well, I'm just here for the wax. You belong.
Get in the dirt.
Well, that was a combination of events I probably shouldn't have put together. Anyways, let's open this bottle too.
Chica Pinata. Is that official?
Oh, no.
There's a bootleg.
Hello. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, it's Diamond Tool.
Let's make a farm.
Like and subscribe and buy my merch.
I mean, while you're here, you guys should really like and subscribe and buy our merch, all of which we have.
That is true. Can't run them carrying trash. You can get away with one F-bomb per PG-13 movie.
Oh, I wish I'd known that sooner.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to wrap this effer up.
Yes.